I feel like people tend to admire the courage that it takes. And I think like, like who doesn't want to like chase and then find freedom? That just burned me out. No, like I couldn't please anybody. And it was just like our clients were tough. I had to like put on the schmooze face, which like I don't mind doing. I like being around people, but it was so exhausting. And then like I left one event, and the last one I did, I was at the dinner, and this lady just like comes up to me, and it was like this whole thing I had planned at this like steakhouse. And this like lady comes up to me, one of these like potential clients, and just like complains to me about how, I thought it was going to be a bigger dinner than this, whatever. And I think it just like it all just hit me. I literally went into the bathroom and like sat on the floor and cried. And I was like 3 drinks in too. So I was just like, it was just like not good. And then I'm like, fuck, I have to go back out there, and I've been crying, and it was just like a total fucking disaster. But like I knew then, I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Like, why am I doing this? And I had no plan. I really didn't. I mean, I had some side things going on at the time, but like I was making no like side money or anything. I said to my now husband, I was like, I can't do this. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone, I just can't. I gotta go out. So I wound up getting approved for a personal loan, and I just lived off that until
Talk about risky.
Yeah. Oh my God. We could go on about things that you probably shouldn't do. Yeah, it was like, it's been a journey, but like, luckily my dad was like, you can come work for me. I started part-time with him to try to get like a coaching business off the ground. That didn't work.
Here's the thing though, Nat, that I want to talk about. Like, I've been out of corporate for a couple years now too, and it's fucking hard.
It is, man. I know. I feel like, don't you feel like it's like rooting against you?
It just, the whole thing works against you. So
I know.
Like, here's the question that I struggle with. Like, are the people that we left behind looking at us laughing, or are we the idiots? You know what I mean?
I know. It's like such a crisis, like existentially in your mind. I feel like they look at us like, wow, they like made it out. And I really was like, I was very self-conscious about it, honestly, like when I first left, because, like, and then when I would like, because I'm still like really good friends with my coworkers from that job. And, at first they would always be like, well, what are you up to? And I felt like I had to like pitch it, I had to have this like elevator pitch, like, oh, I'm doing this. And then like the next time I would see them, I'd be like doing something else. And I'm like, oh, I look like a fucking asshole. Like, I feel like an idiot, and then, but I feel like people tend to admire the courage that it takes. And I think like, like who doesn't want to like chase and then find freedom? I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's tough.
I agree with you, but like, what about, first of all, I think we can both agree that neither of us give a shit what anyone else thinks about it. Right?
No, I don't. I mean, that's like prereq 1 when you like set out to like just do something like this,
For sure. I think the thing that I struggle with, and that I wonder if you consider, is when we're sitting back at 8:30 tonight and you're looking and like you're evaluating finances and everything. Does the worry of leaving that secure paycheck behind outweigh the freedom that it provides?
I really like now I feel like it took me a while to get here, but like now, no. I mean, I drastically had to cut back. I live on about like half of what I did. And I mean, like, I spent pretty recklessly before. I had a lot of hard financial lessons hit me after I bailed. I had a really nice car I was leasing. I downsized there. And, you know, at the same time, my husband got let go from his job. So it was just, and then like COVID, we've been through like the financial ringer, but
Did you ever consider going back during that time?
Yeah. Oh my God, I did. And I just felt, cause like my dad, I mean, like the company there is, and then like there was this whole drama with that. Like he was trying to get like he was looking to sell his business, and then there's this whole roller coaster where we were going to get acquired by a company, and like I could have potentially worked there under them and gotten like doubled my salary, but then I would have actually like been back into that corporate thing. So
So you're using your dad's company as a loophole. It's kind of
yeah, well, but like it was just like this like thing inside me that was like, you're fucking selling out. And you know, it was like this voice in my head, and then it fell through. So it definitely wasn't meant to be. But then I did, you know, there were times where I like, you know, every time I would like, I'm like, I can't fucking hack this anymore. Like I want to crawl out of my skin. And then, you know, I would go on Indeed and be like, fuck these jobs. Like I used to write job descriptions. I'm like, these, like, it just gave me like PTSD. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. But then I didn't know, at the same time, I didn't know what I was like supposed to really be doing either. So it was like the shittiest limbo I've like I fucking had to sit in this shitty ass limbo for like a long time. And it like, I mean, it tests you, man. It really tests, like, it's like this voice. It's like, are you really sure? Like, how bad do you want this? Like, how bad do you want to like keep trying to figure yourself out and figure out like how you're going to hack this? Because I know people who have like tried and gone back. You know, I've interviewed so many fucking people that, you know, I'm always like, wow, what's this gap? Oh, it was this business that didn't take off. And, you know, I'm like, oh, that's me. You know, I just was like in my head prepping like what I was going to say to somebody when I would go back in for an interview. So yeah, I mean, I definitely considered it. It always felt really bad though, you know?
It's hard. I was approached by a company who offered me, like, I flirted with the whole thing. I took the interviews. You know, I haven't shared this publicly. You know, people around me know, but I haven't shared it like when I put a podcast out. But I took the interviews and I went into it with that I don't give a fuck attitude, and they gobbled it up.
Yeah,
because I was like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just going to tell you what I actually think. And they're like,
yeah.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Right. So
refreshing.
They offered me, Natalie, like a number that I just did not think that anyone would offer me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really fucked me up.
Yeah. It's the fucking golden handcuffs, man. It's like, yeah, it's like it's a Snow White witch apple. You know what I mean? It's like, it is.
I turned it down. I think about it.
Good for you.
I think about it daily.
Yeah, I bet.
But at the same time, like when I turned it down, I remember the reaction, and it was from the team was really negative. And that was kind of one of those moments of like, this makes sense as to why. Did you
tell them why? Like, were you like, oh, like, were they salty about like you being on your own and like?
No, yeah, it was one of these like, well, why'd we go through this whole process? And I was like, yeah. Look, guys, I was upfront the whole time. We got here and I'm not ready to leave. And the reason why is because what we were just talking about is I think if you go out to do your own thing and you go back, going the other direction again doesn't ever happen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like you can't bounce back and forth in your late 30s. And that blends itself into the 40s. Like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't ready to give up on that yet.
Yeah, no, I know. I know. I've like worked with people who have, and I actually I had like a close coworker of mine. She's older than me. Like, always tell me like, you don't know how good corporate America is to you. Like, cause she did that. Like, she left with somebody else. She went to go work for somebody else in their venture, and it didn't work out. And she was like, you don't understand like the stability that corporate America gives you. Like, you'll never have that. But it's like, it's stability or freedom, you know? It's like, what would you rather deal with? And like, this sounds terrible, but like chasing money is so much more authentic than looking at somebody you hate working for every day and like being like, yeah, I'll do that for you. Like, oh, you know, it's just, That's kind of
My favorite word, the pandering, right?
Like just yeah.